In its 15 years of journey, the Indian Exhibition Industry Association has made friends, families all over the world. I would like to invite Mr. Sethi to take you to a journey which you will remember and enjoy in the next 30 minutes. Over to you, Mr. Sethi.
Right, good morning, everyone. Tankar Sahab, thank you for taking the first session. At least you've got them all up and about. As Surajji just said, I'm going to take you through a little journey, and I'll tell you why also. But before that, let me make a comment. For the last, since yesterday and months before, we have said that the industry is reopening. Shows have opened in Gujarat, shows have opened in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, Delhi, Bombay, you name it, pan-India, the shows have opened. The exhibition industry in India has reopened. Ladies and gentlemen, the exhibition industry in India opened yesterday. It opened last night, and it opened this morning when we were remembering Bala. Thank you, Ambu. Thank you. The exhibition industry has opened. All right. You know, Yogesh, your session, is Yogesh here? Yogesh's session yesterday was what was happening in India and what we are expecting. And if you had noticed yesterday, the positivity was great. And together we can, together we stand was the common thing as far as India goes. Well, guess what? It's not just India, it's global. So, the reason of today's session is for a lot of our partners around the world, whether they are eminent associations, whether they are individual country trade bodies, or individual entrepreneurs, how they have been a part of us for the last 15 years, and today they are still with us. And we've been able to get some of them to send messages to us. I wish it was live. As you know, we were last time, wherever we were, we had about 45 to 50 overseas friends and partners, but that is not the case. So this is the reason why we are here today for this session, to hear them being specific or just greeting us. So the journey is going to start geographically, really, because when we were talking about the pandemic, remember the first phase, it started in China, it went into the Far East, and then geographically it moved into Europe. And we said we were going to be out of it, but hey, sorry, we also got back into it. So these messages are also going to come to you geographically with a bit of variation. And what better way to start the messages than from our friend in Hong Kong, the UFI president, Monica Lee Muller, who is, besides being the president of UFI, also the CEO of the Hong Kong Exhibition and Convention Center. And Anbu, she's your successor, and every time I speak to her, the first thing she asks is, how's Ambu? I'm missing him. So we all miss you in person, by the way, at UFI, but you'll still be there. So this is what it's going to be. Satyendra is going to be helping me from the other end. We're going to start with a little message from Monica.
Friends and colleagues in India, congratulations from afar. UFI and IEIA have come a long way together. UFI's past president, Ambu Velagam, has been your great ambassador. Myself and UFI members worldwide are delighted to witness the Indian exhibition industry's great advancement since IEIA was founded 15 years ago. The last 2 years have been challenging for everyone. But your seminar today demonstrates your resilience and determination to come out stronger and better. I'm confident that you will achieve that, as your slogan says, together we stand, and together we can. Let's not undermine our collective efforts. A few weeks ago, our industry took part in COP26 and launched the Net Zero Carbon Event Pledge during this high-profile event in Glasgow. As a global industry, we can make a difference in the global issues of climate change, and our significance has already been recognized by United Nations. I wish you would join the many other industry colleagues to pledge for net zero, and more importantly, to take action now. Together we stand, and together we can. I wish IEIA 10th Open Seminar a great success. I also wish all of you good health, happiness, and prosperity in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Monica. And if you noticed, she said two things which we've been talking since yesterday. Together we stand, together we can. And the other thing, we spoke about sustainability as being one of our missions for the future. And she goes straight away into zero carbon and what's happening in Glasgow, though we did not go into detail in this session, but that is definitely something we need to take up as an association and as an industry. So let's move on. And there is an association in the Far East Asia Pacific region, AFICA. And AFICA is the Asian Federation of the Exhibition, Conferences and Organizers. It comprises of about 15 associations of the area, plus individual members. Some of us sitting over here. BIC is a member, we are members, Gaurav is a member, there are a few more as well. So we have a message from the AFICA President, Vincent Lim, who sits in Kuala Lumpur.
Thank you, Ravinder, and warm hello from AFICA. Firstly, I would like to congratulate India Exhibitions Industry Association, IEIA, for the successful organizing of this 10th IEIA Open Seminar. I also would like to take this opportunity to thank IEIA for inviting me on behalf of AFICA to give a message virtually to the audience here today. The global pandemic has made traveling not so convenient at the moment, but I certainly look forward to meet all of you face to face in your event next year. AFICA long-term vision is to be a strategic partner in the creation of World Federation representing the exhibition and convention industry in Asia, with the aim to promote the growth and the developments of the industry. So it is very promising that we see local and international MICE industry leaders coming together in this 2 days IEIA Open Seminar with the same common interest and purpose. I believe this is another initiative that ought to be applauded and help to reboot the MICE industry in India. It is also a happy note to see that IEIA is conducting a physical event. This is a very good job that we're happy to see that. And this only means that our perseverance is still strong as we collectively find our way around to spearhead the global industry. I'm positive that the IEIA, all the delegates will have much to learn from as you discuss the challenges of uncertainty and the shift of business behavior. Meanwhile, I would like to share some updates for the Asia regions. The exhibitions and conference sector are opening up steadily in this Q4 of 2021. And sample like in Southeast Asia countries such as Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Philippines. And also for the other part of the Asia countries like China, Taiwan, Korea, Japan, Macau, and of course India has also reopened with physical events and some even with hybrid format. Although the show size has shrunk due to many factors, but this is a good start. It is indicating towards good sign. We can see the lights at the end of the tunnel nearer now. So like today, IEIA, your open seminar, that we are really seeing a physical event happening. This is really a great job, a great event. Too happy to see all these physical events. Now, the only hurdle is a traveling restriction and a quarantine order, which we hope will ease from next year onwards. Once this is clear, I hope the industry will then go back to normal. So please keep our finger crossed. As we all know, the pandemic has brought unprecedented disruptions, and there has never been such an urgency for us to adapt to these changes by being future focused. And with the young generation's future workforce who are tech savvy coming on board in our workforce, and digitalization and data are even more important for our business now. So this is the time for us to prepare ourselves and to be ready and to rethink and to reinvent our business model on post-pandemic. And finally, at Africa, we encourage all to work together for the benefit of the MICE industry across continents, regions, and countries, and to increase cross-border cooperation, business collaboration, partnerships, and friendships. My heartiest congratulations once again goes to the organizer, IEIA, and thank you all again for making this 10th IEIA Open Seminar a success. Thank you.
Well, that was great to hear, my good friend Vincent. As you all might know, that Africa has been holding its board meetings with us at our open seminars for the last 3 editions, and they're just waiting to bounce back and be with us face to face again. If you notice, he spoke a few things. You know, shows are opening, but they're smaller in size in the region. We're looking at digitalization for the future, youth empowerment, same thing, what we are talking about over here. So I'm going to now just take you to a few select Far East destinations, friends who all of you know as well, and you can just hear now individually from countries. And the first one which I'm going to ask is my friend Aloysius Orlando. All of you know him. He's now the past president of SACIOS, Singapore. Well-known name for all of us. So Aloysius, please.
Dear industry colleagues, greetings from Singapore, and congratulations to the Indian Exhibition Industry Association on organizing the 10th IEIA Open Seminar and 15 years of dedicated service to the exhibition sector in India. Over the past 2 years, our world of face-to-face meetings was profoundly impacted by COVID-19. The global exhibitions industry faced significant travel, border, and event restrictions, as well as a fast-evolving COVID situation grappling the world. Now, as the rollout of vaccines and booster shots intensifies globally, more countries are learning to live with COVID. They are reopening their borders and economies progressively. And we are finally seeing strong signs of a revival for our business events industry and recovery of our economies. We are encouraged by the resumption of large-scale exhibitions in the United States, Europe, and Middle East this year. This has helped validate to authorities and communities that business events can be conducted safely and successfully, as they are indeed safe and controlled environments. It also underscored the importance of collaborations among the global MICE associations in building back better our industry. More importantly, it is a reminder that the business events sector plays a fundamental role in fueling the visitor economy and facilitating trade, investment, knowledge, and talent flows. In fact, the exhibitions industry in Asia Pacific generated a revenue of close to US $230 billion pre-pandemic in 2017, and is forecasted to reach over US $440 billion by 2025, according to Allied Market Research. It is fueled by a burgeoning regional marketplace and market-leading events in key sectors of the regional economies to drive new businesses and network opportunities and provide good jobs. It also explains why regional economies continue to make significant investments in the many state-of-the-art venues so as to be future-ready and COVID-safe. The pandemic has deprived businesses and customers of their main channel of doing business. However, the success of business events such as the IEIA Open Seminar is evident of a strong pent-up demand to reconnect, rebuild, and forge new business relationships once again. Our buzzing and brimming exhibition floors have been left empty for too long. It's now time for the vibrant and high-energy global business exchange to return to how it was pre-pandemic and for the Asia Pacific to be back in the global game. I thank you very much and I wish all of you a fruitful and rewarding time at the 10th IEIA Open Seminar.
Our good friend Elios's. Now you can see the extent of positivity they've already gone into. He doesn't even make a mention of what's going on and the pandemic or everything. They're talking about how much the Asia Pacific region has generated, 230 million US in the last year. In 2025, it's going to be 450 odd million dollars. So the mood over there is extremely bullish, which we are seeing now over here, in India also. So our next guest is the president of the Thai Exhibition Association, and this is a tongue twister for me also. His name is Pravit Siribantumangkolam. I think I said it right. And as you all know, TSAB, TEA, they've all been very strong supporters of promoting India, and a lot of you are, besides being tourist visitors, you also do a lot of business in Thailand. I know, a lot of you do shows over there. There are others as well. So there's a very nice message from Pravit.
On behalf of the Executive Committee of Thai Exhibition Association, or TEA, I would like to congratulate to the Executive Committee of Indian Exhibition Industry Association for the coming Open Seminar 2021 to celebrate the spirit of Together We Stand and Together We Can. I'm sure this is a very good timely theme and encouragement to all industry professionals, not only in India in particular, but also the rest of exhibition industry fellows worldwide. I wish the IEIA Open Seminar 2021 a successful and achievement of its objective. Good luck and stay safe to all. Sawadee krap.
Thank you, Pravit. Together we can, together we stand. Reiterated again. Anbu, I'm going to need you right now, sir. When we come to, geographically, we're going to come to India, and I'm going to request Anbu to just come and have a little 2-minute chat with me. I know I caught you off guard, didn't I? But that's me, isn't it, Anbu? You're not surprised. Mic, please. We have talked about what's going to be happening, what's happened, and what's going on. So I'm going to ask you, it's a trick question, Anbu.
It's always a pack of surprises.
My trick question on India is that when we will be having our next open seminar next year, wherever in India, what is going to be our agenda in 2022?
I think we have come to a stage where we are all talking about restart. Okay. 22 would certainly be a much better year compared to 21. Nobody has got any doubt. I think by the time we move to the second half of 22, you would have the COVID, issues sort of put in place. I think many shows would start coming back to its original. May not exactly be the original size, but it will be very close to that. We will have the enthusiasm back. So we're going to talk about the future. We're going to talk about the growth for the next 10 years and beyond. And then perhaps I think, we would also talk about the new things that we want to have. We have seen a lot of things yesterday. What all we want to, focus on. Perhaps the expos, perhaps I think, the roadmap of the Indian exhibition industry. And as part of the roadmap, what all we need to focus in terms of enabling the economy, and what are the sectors where we currently have fragmentation and that need to really, bring in a special attention and focus so that we become part of the economy's growth and development. So it's going to be a, agenda of that kind, and it's going to be a big ticket item for everyone.
Right. I think you are complimenting to what you said yesterday, and I mean, that was one of my takes in yesterday's session. You said, hey, these 18 months pain, put them behind you. These 18 months pain are giving you 10 years of opportunity.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going to look at.
I said 10 years of opportunity, but it's not going to end in 10 years. Okay? This century would be India's century.
Yes, for sure.
I think not only the exhibition industry, as a country, I think, we would start talking about India at 100.
Yeah.
I think how our industry can be part of that roadmap and in what way that we can enable that. Because our prosperity, our growth depends on how well we enable the other, sectors, the stakeholder sectors, whether it is individual industry sectors or any particular geographical area that we work with. How do we enable? We are enabler group. Okay, so we work with others, we make others, journey possible.
Right.
And our prosperity will happen on its own. Okay, so we would also have a great connect with the tourism as well, that way.
Yeah.
And also on economic growth and development. So we have only good things in front of us. But how do you want to leverage it? That's left to IEIA,
Right.
you and me, and each and every one of us. So I would only wish all the very best. I don't have any, the 18 months you can put it behind.
Right. So you've set the agenda for our next, the spirit of next year's
It's in
open
front of
seminar.
us.
Right.
We just need to see
It's in
it.
front of us. One last thing, when we do next year, can I request you to have that same band who played last night for us next year also? I love doing Bhangra on
I don't know who organized.
on Kannada music.
But we'll make sure.
Okay, done. We've got a deal.
They can care.
Thank you, Ambu.
Thank you,
Thank you
Ravindra.
very
It's
much.
always a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to
Thank
meet
you very much. A hand for Anbu, please. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to come back into geography. Satinder, we have a very close friend who is actually, I call him half Indian now, but very sadly, he's been, due to the travel restrictions, he's stuck in Seoul. And I'm referring to our dear friend Phil Chung, who will give us a few comments, not only about what's happening in Korea. Don't forget, if you remember after the first wave, Korea was the first country which opened up. And all of us were looking at Seoul as an example. And in 18 months when you see, and I'll let Phil tell you about it, the development and the progress they've made and the future they've gone into is absolutely amazing. So, Satinder?
Hello, IEIA. This is Phil Chung. Warm greetings from Seoul, South Korea. And I wish to move there as soon as possible once airline resumes fastly. And my heartfelt big congratulations to the 15th anniversary of IEIA, that is the largest MICE association is all Southwest Asian region. As the CEO of IICC operating company as well as General Director of Kintex, I do congratulate you for the great success of IEIA and its tremendous amount of effort they put on evolution and constant development of the industry. And I have no doubt many other global associations, including South Korea and many other regions, will start collaborating tremendously in many aspects from now on. And IICC venue is there. Now we are looking forward to see the opening of the IICC at the end of next year. Now the construction progress is 70% due to coronavirus, and I hope we can do it faster than expected. And one good news from Kintex side is that we, the task force team that I led, took the letter of award from Seoul Metropolitan Government regarding the operation of the future newest and largest venue in Jamsil area, Gangnam Seoul Metropolitan, and the largest venue. So we will operate from 2029, the largest Seoul Metropolitan Jamsil area venue for 40 years. So that's a new turf of ours, so we can explore that together. And also starting from IICC, Seoul, and many other global cities, and we can explore together. And we have to do a lot more in a great partnership with all IEIA members. And also, Kintex is fastly expanding. Now we have started our third phase development, and that is to be over 2025 with the total indoor space of 180,000 square meter. And IICC will be the top primary agenda for me, and IICC will be a greatest gift to all our members, and we will construct great partnership for collaboration for many decades to come. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon in Delhi.
Well, that was good old Phil, and he's been away for a long time. Amit, if you're here, yep, do convey our very, very best wishes and regards to him. We are missing him. Tell him to come back home now. Come on. And his home is Delhi now, not Seoul anymore. Before I take you into Europe, which is our major of major relevance to the Indian market, we're going to have just a brief little message from a friend in South Africa. South Africa is also, very getting to be an important player as far as the Indian market goes. So there's a word from Clanton D. Koch, who is the CEO of the South African Association for the Conference Industry. Clanton.
Thank you.
And a warm welcome from South Africa. I'm Clinton de Kock, the CEO for the Southern African Association for the Conference Industry, commonly known as SAFI. Warm wishes from South Africa. To our colleagues at the Indian Exhibition Industry Association, we want to wish you well. Your boldness to meet in person, to drive your industry, to get colleagues, suppliers, clients engaging at this time of year is commendable. We all have to play our part. We all have to continue doing what is best for our sector, and we all need to ensure that when we meet, we will do that safely and responsibly. I want to wish you well. I want to wish you well with your engagements. I want to wish you well with interacting, and for many of you that haven't seen each other in person due to this pandemic that we've all experienced these past 21 months, we want to say that we are stronger together. We are stronger globally in knowing that not only the work that you're doing and the work that our association is doing, we're all doing it for the benefit of humanity. We're doing it for the benefit of the knowledge that will be exchanged in the coming days. So I want to wish you well. To our colleagues, Neri and Sonny, all the best, and thank you for providing us this opportunity to share our warm wishes in the coming days. All the best, keep safe, and stay well.
Well, that was Clinton. We convey our greetings back to him. And now I'm going to take you into Europe. And here we're going to hear, there are not too many, just a few. Believe me, we had a lot, but because of the time element, we had to just constrain ourselves to some industry associations, some industry stalwarts, some entrepreneurs, all of those who have had very, very close links with India. And we start with our friend from Spain, Juan Buchalt, who's the General Secretary of the Spanish Trade Association.
Hello everyone, my name is Juan Buchalt and I am the Secretary General of the Spanish Trade Fairs Association AFCA. As I cannot be in person at your open seminar in Bangalore, I am glad to send you this video with a few words about the situation of our industry. The situation of the Spanish industry and in other countries has been very difficult, as you know, due to the almost total stoppage of activity from March 2020 to the first months of 2021. Spain has been a pioneer in relation to other European countries by recovering the activity incipiently at the end of March of this year and recovering a good rhythm of celebrations in the last 4 months between September and December, in which, according to our data, more than 200 exhibitions have taken place, which is excellent news. Of these, most were face-to-face, although there were also some with a hybrid format, and we believe that this format will continue in some cases. There are still preventive measures in our country in terms of capacity, use of masks inside, and safety distance, but the exhibitions can be held relatively normally. The events held have not yet reached the usual size, nor do they bring together exhibitors and visitors to figures prior to the pandemic, but the data is being quite satisfactory, according to what the organizers transmit. The challenges for our industry now are mainly related to digitization and sustainability. Organizers are committed to improving the value proposition for their clients with more interesting content, demonstrations, training and experiential activities, networking solutions, incorporation of advances such as virtual reality and augmented reality. The exhibitions in many cases will offer online content with which to increase the geographical and temporal scope of the trade fairs themselves. For what the experts say, it seems that that we all will continue to live with the virus for a long time, becoming like a flu that we suffer from every year. In any case, it has not yet disappeared, and we have to be prudent about regrowth and for this to affect our activity again. Physical events will undoubtedly be the mainstream, with online events being a complement in some cases. People need to relate physically, build trust, do business looking into each other's eyes, have experiences lived in person. Let's not forget that physical events are the main base of our business. There is no doubt that this will be enriched with technological elements, but the main base will be the physical and face-to-face component. I really hope this whole situation improves in the coming months for our industry, and I wish you all a fantastic and productive seminar with a nice theme, exhibitions in India, building global business platforms. A very cordial greeting from Spain. I hope to see you all in the near future. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you, Juan. Again, same sentiments of what we have to look out for the future, digitalization, sustainability. So it's all the same, but he does say, caution, this beast is not away from us, and that is applicable for us also. So I'm going to come to an end just with a few more messages, and we have all a lot around Germany, and we have a very, very nice message from a friend who you know for years and years. He's Jochen Witt. He's the president of JVC Consult. He's been with us on several occasions over the years, and he is a very, very dear friend, not only mine, but a lot of you over here, and he was a very close friend of Bala's as well. So, Jochen.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jochen Witt. I'm the president and CEO of JWC. I'm happy today to welcome everybody to the open seminar in December. It's not the usual day, but I think it's a great idea, and it's been a long time that IEIA is conducting this seminar. So first of all, I wish all of you a very successful event, and hope that there is a lot of content and a lot of good learning, because we need it. Our industry has been in very troubled waters over the last 12 to 18 months, with some ups and downs, but in principle, all over the world, our business has suffered tremendously. Visitor numbers are down, exhibitor numbers are down. Many shows have been cancelled or postponed or rescheduled and reshaped. A lot of portfolio cleaning has taken place, and the outlook is in a way uncertain, because we feel that it is not really clear how the pandemic will evolve. On the other hand, there are also some lights at the end of the tunnels, and we see various regions in the world where live events take place again, and how eager participants are to take place or to participate in those live events. Now, I think one thing is very important in this times. Exhibitors clearly would look for, to take a sharper look for their return on investment. We believe that their booth sizes will be getting a little bit smaller, so the size of the shows will also decline. At the same time, visitors will be more hesitant to travel, and also look at what we call return on time. So, what is the outcome of their time spent on an event? Now, to compensate that kind of negative development, we also believe that 365-day engagement will become absolutely essential. We like to talk about an omni-channel business model, but again, this is something which needs to be adjusted depending on the industry, and depending on the show, depending on the sector the show takes place. The last point is that, or the next point, not the last one, the next point is that networking and serendipity are really important, and that is a good thing for our industry, that we feel that people want to network, that they like the serendipity on the show floor. Then this comes along with something which is increasingly getting relevant. That means that exhibitions will have to have more content. So we feel that exhibitions and conferences are sort of merging, moving together, that more and more exhibitions have content, and on the other side, that more and more conferences also have exhibitions space. Sustainability is a very important trend in our view also, or in other words, those shows, those venues which have a carbon neutral appearance, they will have clear competitive advantage. Matchmaking is something we also see as a challenge for our industry, to provide better matchmaking opportunities. So it means get away from what we call the random business model, where we open our doors of the show floor and then lose track of what the exhibitors and visitors are doing. So we need to be better at doing that. That means also data management and so on. We will see continentalization and regionalization of shows, because visitors will travel less. They want to be close to their markets when they go to these shows. And that means, again, these global mega shows will lose in relevance, and we will see more continental events. Services plays an important role, as does infrastructure. It is not so important to have a huge infrastructure. It is more important to have, I would say, a qualitative infrastructure which is addressing the market needs of the audience. And I know that Bala would have said, go ahead with the business, that's important. And I would say we take this message, and hopefully you have a wonderful conference. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Wow, that was Jochen, and all of you have heard him before. He said a lot of the usual, but there are a few things which are new in what he said. 365 days engagement is going to become essential in the near future. Now, for a European to say that, who switches off his phone for the weekend, it's something. I mean, we are used to it. And then he talks about the service sectors and the infrastructure and the venues to play a very important role in terms of how to get the correct visitor promotion in this immediate reopening. in terms of what we have to do to maintain our protocols and make sure that we don't go 2 steps backwards. So, thank you, Okan, again. And in the last 18 months, you might have seen a gentleman by the name of Matthias Bauer all over social media, Tessie as we call him. He introduced the exhibition think tank. And he's an entrepreneur. He specializes in, I think he's a jack of all trades, but a lot of digitalization and is his forte. And here's where he picked up a bad situation and made a good thing out of it, not just for himself, but for the industry. The exhibition think tank, and he's going to talk briefly about it to us, is something where he's got a lot of us from India involved also. Najib, Gaurav, Sudeep, Raghav, just to name a few, pardon me if I've missed out on, but a lot of people have been involved actively in it. And again, to remember him, so was Bala. He was involved also in that. So, a message from Tessie.
Dear friends in India and all around the world, 2021 is nearly over, and this is normally the time for all of us to reflect what we have achieved in the last year, but also to plan what lies ahead of us. When I look back to 2021, I remember many great moments in the exhibition think tank, but also at the UFI conference in Rotterdam and many other meetings and online sessions where we discussed and planned the future of our industry. A lot of work in innovation and in really providing a new and a fresh USP to our target group, the exhibitors and visitors, have been done. And I'm proud how the industry stick together to discuss how we can go through the crisis and how we can create a better future. I think we still need to think in scenarios, and there might be different scenarios from, for example, we can reopen our shows again and they can stay open, so we gain back security for our exhibitors and visitors. I think what the year behind us has shown that in that scenario we are very lucky that around 60 to 70% of our exhibitors are coming back enthusiastically because they really have missed the former trade show as a vital part in their business life and in their marketing activities. But we will also see that 30-40% of the exhibitors might not come back because maybe they have been out of the business, or maybe they don't have the money so far, or they need the confidence. For this part of our target groups, we need to create reasons to come back. We need to refresh our shows from on-site content features to security to digital formats. The other scenario, which is unfortunately also possible, is that we can't reopen our industry because new waves of new variants are sweeping across the world. In that scenario, we need to continue the great work we have done in the last 2 years on our digital formats. We have to bring people online together. We have to develop digital into a journey for our target groups so that they can prepare the shows when they are meeting face to face, but also that they can stay in touch when they are not able to meet face to face. And whatever the future will hold, our target groups will not be able to come back face to face every day of the life. So moving into digital and developing digital as a complementary offer, as a complementary tool to our already great face-to-face offer to the industry is necessary to stay relevant, to innovate, and to be a partner for the exhibitors of the visitors. So for the year ahead, I would say that we continue our journey to innovating our industry, that we are shaping our offers, that we are creating platforms, again face to face, but also online, to bring people together and to boost the business of the industry we are serving. I see many best practice cases. I see many good examples how we did it, and I hope we all play our role in this journey to reinvent our industry. With this positive note, I want to wish you a great time at the end of the year. I think we all deserve a break with friends and family. We all deserve a time for reflection and then a fresh start in 2021. Show the industry, show the world that we are the industry that will survive, that we are the industry that can innovate, that we are the industry that is sticking together for a better future. I think we have done that in a tremendously amazing way in the last 2 years. And with this, I really look forward for the next year to meet you again face to face as soon as possible and to work on our industry and to collaborate and innovate. Have a great 2022. See you very soon and all the best for the next year.
Great. He has been one person who's really been at it for digitalization. And he said something, again, similar to what's happening over here. For all the shows which have reopened, and I've got witnesses over here, all the show organizers who have reopened, 60 to 70% of the exhibitors have come back. He says, that's fine, right? So let us work on those 30 to 40%. So to go by what Binu, you had said, it's digitalization which we need now to make sure that those 30 to 40% who are hesitant to come or for whatever reasons, financials, etc., we need to work on them to come to face. And this is where digitalization will complement us to come to our pre-pandemic levels. So I come to the end of my session, and I started it with on a global front with the UFI president, and I will end it with a message from the UFI managing director. UFI has played a very, very strong role, as you all know, on a global front in their role in terms of just morale boosting, advocacy, setting systems in play. A lot of them which were usable and picked up from associations around the world. Even the IEIA picked up a lot of material, and we were also in consultation with them on how to go about, these new challenges, from this unknown beast. So it's Kai Hattendorf from, he should be in Paris or in Dusseldorf, I'm not sure. I think Paris. Kai.
So hello and greetings to everyone in Bangalore. I'm so sorry I can't be with you in person, but travel regulations, virus variants, and Christmas. What a mix. And I'm so glad that our 2021 UFI President Anbu is with you to wave the UFI flag. And Anbu, on this occasion, thank you again for a great year of stewardship at the helm of UFI as the first ever president we had from India. And I look forward to working with you going forward in the trio still and on the executive committee. So 15 years of IEIA, normally I know that you would have hosted a great party and the international community would be there to celebrate this milestone with you. And what a journey you've taken as an association, putting our industry on the map, reaching out to policymakers, stakeholders, and the society in India. And congratulations to everything that has been achieved. Now, this always is the work of many, many people giving a lot of time to serve as volunteer leaders of the industry, and a wholehearted thanks on behalf of the whole UFI team and the industry that we represent for all your work in the years to come. And I believe the best is still to come as we overcome the pandemic and rebuild and regrow our industry to where it was before and beyond. Now, a few words as I was asked on the reopening of shows and where things stand globally. Now, you've seen that in many countries around the world, markets are open and the waves of the Delta variant have been beaten back. Vaccinations are progressing, and I think around 60% of the world's population have by now received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. And this is good news in numbers, considering that vaccinations only started a year back, but of course it also shows that there's still a way to go on that. And in addition, we're faced with new variants like Omicron, making headways, having become the dominant strain in parts of the UK already, making headways in Scandinavia, and for sure being a growing presence around the world without us having noticed it everywhere yet. This, of course, is impacting the way we plan and run and execute exhibitions. One country where we've seen a major impact of the still high numbers of infections is Germany, where many shows for January have been cancelled or postponed. At the same time, shows in Spain, I was just at IBTM World in Barcelona, are going strong. Italy, France, all reporting good business. Over in the US, shows are running well, and different locations have different regulations in place around this. China, as you will be familiar, is a little bit stop and go in certain markets, with some venues being open, other venues being closed, and we're expecting this to stay patchy with the Olympics coming up for the coming weeks and months. But overall, we remain bullish and optimistic, and based on the data we have from all our members around the world, we are convinced that our industry will come back to where we were in 2019, and we still believe that will be the case by 2024. And after that, we will outgrow these old highs and reach new highs, driven by the evolution of the business model and the recurring need and the reconvinced customers about knowing that they need to meet face to face to get business done. So the leaders of the future, and that's what I encourage you to discuss, as we are discussing that in all the UFI forums and events, are those who get the balance right between the on-site experience and the digital add-ons to build products and portfolios that don't just focus on the show days, but on the community engagement and on activating services for our industries and the industries that we serve around the year. And those companies who do that well, and there's many promising developments taking place all over the world, those will be the ones that grow out of the pandemic the fastest. So that's a short overview of where we are and what we see coming. And I know there's been a lot on the program for you, and there will be a lot on the program for you going forward. So I wish you a great meeting. Enjoy being together. This was the big sentiment when we reconvened the global community in Rotterdam in early November, for all of those who could travel to attend the UFI Global Congress. The joy of being back together is immense. Treasure that feeling. It will help us get through whatever patches of difficult times still lie ahead, and we'll come strong out of this pandemic afterwards by collaborating and by working together. So here's the commitment that UFI will continue to do that and support IEIA in what you do to drive the recovery and resurgence of our industry and the whole event sector in India going forward. Have a great event, and let's hope we can all meet again in person again in 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Kai Hattendorf. Kai, in his message, has taken us very briefly almost around the globe and the positivity which is prevalent in almost every country. So I'm going to sum up by actually telling you the three things what Kai said, the reasons why he cannot be here physically. He says there are travel restrictions. That means we do have issues, all right? The issues are there. He said the variants, which means we still have to be cautious. We still have to be cautious. Last but not the least, he said Christmas, positivity, optimism. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to me. I would end just by saying a thank you from the bottom of my heart to the support I got from Nidhi and the Secretariat, and my dear friend Satinder Mehra. Satinder, come on, you have to stand up there. He deserves a hand. He did a lot. So all of these, plus a few more messages which came, they will be up on social media. Nidhi will put them up in due course. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Sethi. You took us around the world in 45 minutes. It was great. We would like to felicitate you. Just give us a second.